football. Nigel Smart is the acting skipper tonight with Bickley out of it. Bell gets the first kick off the ground. Overrun by Tyson. Pushed wide towards centre wing. Archer comes back into the North Melbourne lineup this week. He gets an early touch and is taken over the line when Archer coming in for Chandler.
It's interesting, Corey McKernan has started as an alternate half forward, and Sean Wren has actually picked him up one-on-one. Pittman, of course, starting the ruck on Capuano. So that's an interesting approach, similar to what the Crows went with Wren against Everett against St Kilda a few weeks back.
Archer with strength, wobbles it down to the forward line. Carey and Caven. Psychological victory early to Peter Caven. Here's McLeod to the roars of the crowd. Well, there's a sensational smother by Stevens. Back to McLeod once again. Again hassled by Stevens. Gets his kick away. And intercept marked by McCartney.
Yeah, and that's the type of job Anthony Stevens loves. He's got the challenge of curbing the brilliant Andrew McLeod, and what a contest that'll be tonight.
McCartney will be keen to do well against his old side tonight. Former Adelaide and former Collingwood. Bell just gets boot to ball. Rock taken to the line. And the ball is taken over by Tyson Edwards. Full house, fantastic atmosphere. And as we've said, our live telecast going throughout South Australia on 7. Big game for the home side. Big game for North Melbourne. Top spot at stake. Winston Abraham gets a cool bounce. So too does Tyson. Clever little tap by Robert. That was delightful up towards Connell. He kicks them inside 50. Now watch out for McLeod. Here he goes. Tries to sock off the ground. Again, sensational work by Stevens. Pokes it out the back door. Tyson's a chance. 25 metres out. He goes!
Yeah, good start there by the Crows, wasn't it? They certainly, when he dived on the ball, Stevens, he knows he can't lay on the ball, and really he just had to hit it back, but he's blind to it, of course. Hits it back behind him, got no clue who's there. And when you're in the forward 50 like that, it becomes a 50-50 situation. If it goes to a opposition player as it did then through Tyson, it's almost an automatic goal.
Centre-backs again, Andrew Coates, Stephen Handley and Gavin Dorr are the men in white. Pittman wins it, but pushes it wide to accommodate Connell. The crew-cutted Connell goes down towards half-forward. Robert with aggression, but an equally good tackle lays him low. Abraham defends from half-back. Kicks wide towards centre wing. Caven in front of Carey. Well, he got the job earlier in the year.
Gets a morale booster, isn't it? The first two times the ball's gone to the pair. Caven's emerged with the kick.
Tyson's having a field day. He can bounce his way down to half-forward if he wants to. He elects to chip instead. And it may turn out to be all right because Vardy tries to poke it even further forward to accommodate Modra. It's socked away from him. Back to Tyson. Short little one's okay to Robert. He's got McLeod in the pocket. Stevens is there with him.
You nearly think he'd go back and have a shot on goal here, Sandy. He's a prodigious kick.
He can hoist it. And he's gone to the right there. That's over for one behind.
Another interesting matchup is that Glenn Archer's actually started forward. Interesting there for the North Melbourne. They've gone with the conventional setup, knowing the McKernan's alongside him in the full forward part of the ground. And Archer, of course, has been picked up by Nigel Smart.
It's an interesting scenario tonight, Lee, isn't it? Because North, having won 7 straight, you'd think must lose one if they're going to have a decent run then to the final.
It's that prefers percentages, isn't it, really? Yes, eventually the more games you play, the more closer a loss becomes.
And the Crows, on the other hand, should they win tonight, they could afford to drop next week because they've got that marvellous percentage. Anyway, it's North Melbourne going deep into attack. Rashido, did he give a push? Yes, said the umpire.
Well, the umpire was certainly in the perfect position, side on to the contest, and the hands in Simpson's back. Didn't look like a lot of contact, really, but the umpire was 10 metres to its side on, so got to say he had a better view than I did.
It's a pretty fiery cauldron, this football park tonight, as Adam Simpson will have a shot 40 metres out. And the left-footer tries to ride it home, but he's not successful.
Yeah, and Simpson's got the negating role on Rashudo. Also another matchup in the midfield. Kim Costa's got the job on Peter Bell, who was so elusive the last time these two sides met.
Rashudo's had a marvellous month too. He's been in wonderful form. Takes the kick in. Anthony Rock's pushing him deep into the pocket. He ignores the leads of Costa and Connell and Hart, and eventually heads towards Wren and Pittman. And the latter calls for it, but the umpire calls play on. Here's Winston Abraham, ripped away from the football. The long hand pass by Tyson accommodates Hart. Then Hart looks in towards half-forward. Beautifully to Vardy. The Crows are light at the moment. Vardy plays on. He's got the dashing McLeod down in the right forward pocket. He can steady. Oh, look at this wizard at work. Around one, around two, but then kicks into the man on the mark. This is pressure football at its best. Scott's kick is high, out towards Bell. Taken high over the line and get a free kick.
I think Anthony Stevens, of course, is picking up McLeod, but I think McLeod's just going to drift into half-forward and make play virtually as a half-forward flank, would make Stevens play as a small defender.
Costa in towards the forward line again, and Vardy takes the mark just inside 50.
Which I think is good tactics, because around the midfield Stevens will run hard, but I think when you go to that explosive speed that McLeod possesses around half-forward, that's really going to trouble Anthony Stevens, I would think.
Kicking from just on 50. Lovely kick from Peter Vardy. What a start by the Crows.
Yeah, and that's one area of the ground by Byron Pickett. He's been exceptional in that part of the ground all year, but he'll certainly have to tighten up on Peter Vardy. He just knows when to drop into that hole to find some space for himself. He's done it over the last month, and as we see McLeod in this build-up, he balks one, he went to do it again, but just ran out of room to kick the ball in the centre corridors. Great smother again by Stevens. This is a terrific kicking action there by Peter Vardy. Head over the ball, direct run at goal. Beautiful follow-through. Good goal to the Crows.
The Crows by 12 points with goals from Tyson and Vardy. An exciting start. Back in the middle once again. Pittman went late, pushed down towards the forward line. Roberts tries to slap it out towards the wing. Pike leads in the race, but he's under a ton of pressure. In fact, he's hustled off the ball by Tyson. Tyson's having a sensational start. Away he goes to Goodwin. In towards Bugger.
And that's a foreign part of the ground for Simon Gooden. He's actually matching up on Martin Pike in midfield. Usually he's playing across half-back, but he's a terrific running half-back is Goodwin. Just got to the contest, received the overlapping handball, and there was Modra on the burst, found front position against his opponent in Michael Martin. Here's an opportunity to get the Crows up and going. Very important kick.
6-4 last week against the Cats in his comeback, and they continue on.
This is a fantastic start by the Crows. Really, the game is just, they've owned it in this first 5 minutes. North Melbourne, when they have got forward, have not been able to get any kind of possession, and certainly Tyson's had 2 or 3 really key possessions, but this is really very precise play, isn't it? Beautiful pass to the lead, and that leap from the front position that Modra possesses Martin, who was out of the contest.
18 points the margin. Back again for Pittman, who wins it. They're dashing it out of the centre. North have got to try and stop this run.
Well, this is interesting. I mean, I must say, Curls is down the bend, and how you see it from down ground level, Curls pretty hot.
Yeah, very good, the Crows. And also interesting with Malcolm, like Rashudo's been the, you'd say, the dominant midfielder in the comp the last month, staying in the back pocket on Simpson.
Well, we always expect the unexpected from Malcolm, and tonight is no exception. Roberts again, a chance to take a fairly hot ball, gives it away to King, who from a standing start pumps it high towards the left half forward. North needs something down in this attacking zone, and eventually it's forced over the line by good pressure by Edwards on Abraham.
I've got to say one thing about the positioning during this game. I think once you blink, the positions will change, because there's going to be guys all over the field. But even at this very early stage, Pittman versus Capuano in the ruck, I reckon that's to the Crows' advantage. They've just maybe got to get McKernan in there, even though Wren will go in as well.
Capuano had front spot, but straight down to Hart. The Crows having all the possessions at the moment. Connell kicks to centre wing. Cryer push, the umpire says no. McKernan steams away from Wren, who's having a bit of a chat with the umpire. Down towards the half-forward line. Here's a chance for holding, but it's gone astray as Rashudo works hard against Archer, 2 of the best in the business. Again, it comes back to Carey. Around the body he goes. In towards full forward. Crows have the numbers. Edwards has the hand pass. He's also got Hart tucked in the back pocket.
Gee, poor play by Carey.
Tyson Tyson has to beat a couple. A big ass picked up by Roberts. He bounces it in towards goal. Needs it to spin around Pittman.
The pressure's even getting to the great Wayne Carey, I reckon. He had a shot at goal then when Grant was just on his own, 10 metres goal side. Hand pass to Grant, he would have almost run into the open goal. But the pressure of the occasion and the fact that North are behind made Carey have a quick kick that behind resulted when it should have been a goal.
Rashudo was the target, but he couldn't take it. Rock comes away in towards Bell, who marks 30 metres out, and a chance for Peter Bell to post North Melbourne's first goal.
Dangerous kicking down the middle, those ones. Just beyond the 50-metre mark, it's a Russian roulette. If you lose possession, as the Crows have done, a lot of North Melbourne players in the zone positions there to be used on the way back.
Crows' last 3 games have been wonderful. They've won by a minimum of 72 points. They've made a flying start here tonight, and Bell, on the other hand, is away to the right.
Yeah, just not going for the Kangaroos, is it?
They're just important shots on goal, especially when the Adelaide Crows team are using the ball so well with both hand and feet. And when you get the opportunity 30 metres out from goal, they're the goals you've got to jail to keep in a contest.
Hart quickly to the outer side to his acting skipper. Nigel Smart goes on to centre wing. Danger here. Rashudo was there, but he couldn't take the mark. At the back is Anthony Stevens. He whips it in towards half forward once again. Carey's not in the pack. He's waiting at the back. This is Archer, just inside 50, but in trouble. Needs support. Spears a worm burner in towards half forward. And again, Peter Bell takes the mark.
Well, they've recovered from that initial shot, North, but they really need to nail one of these shots. They are not going to get too many chances because the Crows certainly look pretty sharp.
Last shot, he was away to the right. This time he's slightly further out, and in going for the distance he could have pulled it the other way, to the left and into the woodwork. Even the goal umpire's smiling.
Did we say they qualified for the yips at this point very early in the game?
I think you're a bit harsh.
You missed 4 straight, although I tell you what, the next North player that has a shot for goal will be thinking that.
Mind you, their accuracy in recent weeks has not been good. Let's see what Roberts can do from 51 metres. It's high and it's wide in towards the pocket. Hart is the effective spoiler. Here it comes to Bell again. A case of third time lucky for Peter Bell. It's high and it's pretty close. I think he might have it. No, he's missed again. He cannot believe it. And that gentleman can.
Yeah, once again, we see the D-value of kicking straight down the centre. Ben Hart, who's usually a very precise kick, on that occasion rushed himself and kicked more or less a floater to his teammate further on down the ground. Didn't result in its actual target, finding the target, and the turnaround ball gave North an opportunity to kick another goal, or their first.
In fact, Nick, in the last 5 games, North has kicked 101 behinds. So they have been slightly astray as Smart takes a fingertipper. Now he's got Tyson, who could well have won Tats Lotto the way he's playing this first quarter. Give him a rap and that's what happens. Into the man on the mark. Roberts applying the pressure. Tyson could be just about gone. Now umpire says no, I'll have it.
It was interesting, from those kick-ins, North Melbourne seemed to be playing a zone inside the 50-metre line, but outside the line they were playing a man-to-man approach. It was an interesting defensive structure North had set up there.
Roberts pushes it in towards half forward. Rock had the run. Now he gives it away to Grant, and he snaps away to the right.
Yeah, they're certainly peppering the goals at this stage of the game, and it's so important at some stage one player's got to put one through, because certainly they've controlled and steadied the ship over this last 5 minutes of play.
Girls.
Yes, the breeze is not favouring either end. It's virtually going straight across the ground.
Tell you what often happens when you're having shot after shot from behind after behind, the opposition end up going down the other end and kicking a goal. Yeah. So I guess we'll watch this. This next minute is very important, that if North don't kick one quickly, it's certainly that the Crows don't go forward and make them pay down the other end.
It was Connell who kicked it initially down towards centre wing and socked it off the ground for a throw-in on that outer side.
It was interesting then to watch that kicking. It appeared that all the one-on-one matchups, Wren on McKernan, or McKernan on Wren, Pittman on also Capuano, the talls basically band up outside that forward 50, and the midfield group were inside the zone and area.
North again a chance through Stevens to go down towards the half-forward line. Again, though, it's Smart who tidies up. He belts it back towards the middle. Costa is caught behind King. Good work by Bell, who's been busy early on, but they just can't kick goals at the moment. Stevens gets another possession. There was Anthony up towards half-forward. Caven went high with one hand. Grant a chance if he can get clear, but he has it stolen. Beautifully done by Matty Connell. Back he comes towards the centre wing. Wanted Wren, but the big man was caught behind. Now Abraham with the opportunity. 70 metres out. Floats it into half forward. Carey. An almost arrogant hand pass, but so effective, and it's going to be finished off. Finally, they've broken the ice. David King.
That was terrific vision there by Carey. He's seen the longest target, knowing that King would be there for the overlap if Roberts was under pressure. Just terrific awareness to set up his teammate. The kick was actually smothered, found in the lap of Carey. Good vision, knowing that the overlap was there. That's terrific play, team play.
Maybe a few minutes ago, their play's been in North's forward half probably for maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
A blistering opening by Adelaide has been stemmed, and now the margin back to 7 points, and the umpire's calling for a new ball. Curls, you've been in the news here in South Australia this week calling for Darren Jarman to be traded at the end of the year. What are you going to say to it?
Oh, it's a very small town, Adelaide.
Yeah, but it's a big story, Curls.
No, I said to look at, not to be, to look at.
Was that spoken by Neil Curley or the Crows assistant coach, do you think, boys? It's a nightmare. The King, Donald Neil, back in the middle. Good first quarter here. If you've just joined us on 7, stay with us for the night, won't you? Overrun by Edwards. He had it spent a little bit too early. There's been a whistle and a tackle too high. It's going to come back to North Melbourne to be taken by Anthony Rock.
And Sandy, it was interesting to see North Melbourne react and bring Capuano off the ground, being replaced by Glenn Freeborn, and Adelaide went with the same approach.
In towards half forward. Carey was one of the targets. Bell was there also, and the latter's interfered with Hart. Few ironical cheers as he goes short to Goodwin. Goodwin looks from half back down towards centre wing. Wren having to make a lot of meterage. Can't catch this man, Corey McKernan. What a key card he is in the North Melbourne pack. Like this one, Carey, but couldn't take it. Archer, good hand pass out in front of Rock. Didn't quite take it. Archer goes again. Connell is right there with him. He pushes to Bell. That was clever. Peter Bell keeps it in play. Goes back in towards Carey. Gave a bit of a nudge. And has taken the mark. He'll have a shot 20 metres out.
Well, that's good news, I reckon, for North. The way a couple of times McKernan is beaten Wren in the one-on-one contest, and now Carey's won a contest against Caven. So I think there's plenty of football to be played in this game, no doubt about that. The Crows jumped out of the blocks early, but all of a sudden, the last 5 minutes, North have really started to assume a bit of control of the ball.
8 last week, 64 for the season. 64 goals, 23 behinds, and now he's added another goal. And North Melbourne get their second.
Yeah, I think McKernan's speed, especially when the ball's in flight, if he attacks the ball, he could really trouble Sean Wren, and that was evident in that last passage of play. But this is terrific play, awareness. As we see Archer, he had a quick look up to see he could hit it to the advantage of Bell, who could pick up the clear loose ball and kick the ball direct en route to where the King Carey was going to be. Very good in that one-on-one situation. Very strong upper body. Very good in the contested marks. Easy one for Carey.
We talk about the importance of this game for the Adelaide Crows. Big for the boys from Arden Street, though, too. They can regain top spot. Pike has it pushed down his throat. Simpson is there to assist, and he'll need to be, because Matty Connell is riding him to the ground.
Well, actually, now that the first half of the first quarter flurries are finished, North have really settled at the moment on Carey and Archer. It's pretty much a two-man forward line. They're the only two players forward of the centre square, so they're terrific contest they're going to be. Smart, a terrific player, as is Archer. I'm sure those two duels are going to very much determine what happens in this game.
Here's Bell again. He's been busy. 7 kicks so far. Down towards Carey and Caven. The former is the quicker to recover. He might have a snap here. Around the body he goes with Archer in the forward line. Falls a little too far right for a behind.
Well, again, he didn't give the hand pass. He is liking to have the shots there himself tonight, the big fella.
It was interesting to see too, Lee, what Malcolm Blight will actually do in sort of being proactive to this sort of pagan paddock that everyone's speaking about, knowing that every other player's up the ground. They've got the 2 champions in their forward 50 home alone, basically. Well, they push an extra defender back to sort of protect an area.
7 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Smart to the outer side towards Wren. Pushed towards the line by Roberts and finally taken over.
It's interesting when the Crows played St Kilda now, almost 3 or 4 weeks ago, I thought Wren almost said, I'm going to get the ruck title off Everett on that night, and he was kind of the hunter that night. I've got a feeling tonight Corey McKernan's got that job in mind, thinking to himself, well, Wren may have it, but if I can do him tonight, then I get the title, because he's having that kind of body language.
The advantage is paid to Grant from Winston Abraham. Carey again gave a nudge, or appeared to. Sockers off the ground, and touched on the line. Desperate stuff here at Football Park.
Terrific play by Cave, and I don't know, players seem to kick a lot of soccer-type goals these days. I would wonder, why wouldn't you just quickly pick it up and just a little left footer before you even bend up? You know, you don't even need to straighten up, making certainty on it.
You could do that. You're leaving a 2 foot nothing.
Not everyone was Lee Matthews. Wren couldn't quite take the one-hander. McKernan is there with him. Out it comes towards Pike. Hand pass goes astray. Tyson tries to tidy up. He needs support. He gets it from Hart. He flicks it back towards Tyson. Just a fraction too wide and over the line. Dennis Pagan saw his Chargers shoot back to the top of the ladder last week. The Bulldogs for the moment have regained that. Roberts again doing the ruck work. Ormond Allen's kick is only short, straight to David King. He says, get out of my way, I'm going for goal. And he does, straight through the middle.
There, and David King, hasn't he been a revelation since he's been pushed from half back into the midfield? His speed and ability to cover the lines is just exemplary. And as we see here, the tap over the back actually didn't find its target, but there was King sitting off the contest, playing the percentage spot to be a rebounding player. And that's a terrific penetrating kick for goal.
He does,
we know he does
the 50-metre mark, doesn't he?
Oh, he certainly does. Just puts the ball under his arm and says, I'm going through with this goal, and kicks truly.
What a quarter. Adelaide first out of the blocks with the first 3 goals. North Melbourne steady, getting the second 3. Roberts pushing towards the Crows' end just for the moment. Pike couldn't take it. It was a little too warm. Connell accepts the hand pass and kicks up towards right half forward, and the mark is taken by Goodwin.
In actual fact, it's Brett James who's got the job on David King at this stage. Maybe his speed could be a little bit of a factor later on.
Penetrating kick by Goodwin. Jarman doesn't miss those.
No, you said it in one, Sandy. As soon as he turned onto that side, it was a goal. We put it out, put a little tick. If it was a set shot from 20 metres out, we might be not so certain, strangely enough. But he just knows how to finish when he gets half a chance. And certainly Jarman, the ability to kick the ball just around corners is just something he does.
Ran on.
So well.
Pittman on, Lee.
It's an interesting situation just at that last centre bounce. In fact, Mark Roberts contested the centre bounce and McKernan dropped defensive side. Yeah, so I think Crows going with the same with North. Only 1 ruckman on the ground at this point.
Jarman, 1 kick, 1 goal. Pittman, big fly in the middle. McKernan takes it out of the centre. Caven's in front of Carey, but he has to work hard. So too does Smart. Oh, he's hustled out of it by Archer, who sockers off the ground. They'll go again. Look at Winston. The flying Abraham sees it behind.
I think that matchup will worry, actually, Adelaide, with Brett James on David King, because Brett James, as we know, is an in and under player, whereas David King sort of sits off the pack and he can be used on the overlap. They may have to restructure in the midfield there to a degree.
Just on 5 minutes left. McKernan from behind. Pittman and Rashudo in front. Tyson takes the hand pass, but that's an excellent smother once again. And North keep it in the zone. That was Freeborn. And let's go down to the boundary line and Neil Curley.
We're standing with North Melbourne taking the challenge on now. They're putting a lot of pressure on the Crows, and we've seen a few Crows players fumble the ball in the last 5-7 minutes.
In North's attacking zone, Pittman almost rode his opponent. James goes down towards centre wing. McCartney taps towards the line. Played with Collingwood and the Crows before finding a home at Arden Street. North have had 7 straight wins, going for 8, the most by any side this year. There was a slight fumble, but he's recovered. Tries to get it back towards Costa. He gets through some heavy traffic and goes short to Rodman.
Yeah, that's terrific awareness and vision. He just knew Rodman was drifting forward into that hole about 25 metres from goal. As we see here, the evasive ability initially, but just that's a well-weighted kick, actually. Didn't have to kick over an opponent. The space was there to kick truly, but it was well-weighted, so the North Melbourne player couldn't intercept the ball.
Good run by Ben Hart, too. He's been matched up by Anthony Rock and Peter Bell changing off the ball, and his run out of there is a bit of a problem for North.
Rodman, who's booted 15 goals so far this season. 15 goals, 8 coming into this game, now 15-9.
Just got too close to the man on the mark on that occasion, Sandy.
Just in that situation we spoke about earlier in the game when Rashudo ended up at full-back on Simpson. I think Simpson looks like he's pretty much got the job on Rashudo, and I think Simpson just drifted forward and Rashudo had to go with him because he was his specific opponent. That's, I think, how Rashudo ended up in a defensive goal scorer for a while.
12 effective scoring shots to 6 at the moment. Blakey gets a hurried one to Roberts on the outer side. He's got a little bit of time to steady and kick in towards the middle. And the diving mark is taken there by Glenn Freeborn. Plays on quickly, North Melbourne. Down towards Archer. He couldn't take it, but watch out. Winston's at the back. He scoops it up now. He's just about gone. He recovers, and he bends it back in towards goal. Winston is a sensation.
That is class, Lou.
Well, we're seeing some classy stuff here tonight. I mean, North were pretty wasteful with their set shot shooting earlier in the quarter, but have a look at this. He just couldn't maintain his balance. He had the forward sort of momentum, and he was just stumbling forward, trying to regain his balance. He looked like he'd almost wasted the opportunity, but terrific finish.
That is sensational,
Terrific finish.
There's no doubt about that. It's very hard to compose yourself after initial sort of setbacks, thinking you haven't got the space from behind. Did it so well.
Oh, golly, this place is rocking at the moment, and the lead singer's Winston Abraham. What a goal. What a recovery. Pittman out of the middle now. Once again, though, it's North through Grant, who sets it up for the dashing David King. Away he goes in towards the forward zone. King Carey sets himself, and that is all class.
That's the standard, Pagan's Paddock situation, Mick, again, where Carey was the only player forward. They don't actually kick it to Carey. King came forward, he just blasted at the goals, which meant Carey and Caven sort of coming back with the flight of the ball, and that puts a defender in a terribly awkward situation, and Carey he got the front spot and just pushed back into the line of the ball. A terrific strong mark.
1 so far tonight, 65 for the season. Carey kicking from 35 metres. And this has been a sensational comeback by North Melbourne. He's kicked his second.
There's no doubt about it. They just kick to a designated space and let Carey do the rest of the work. And it's so hard once you're running against the flight of the ball from a defensive point of view as we see this build-up. Remembering all North Melbourne players are up the ground. We see King actually charging forward. Carey's ran back initially. Caven's gone to the same spot that Carey's got to, but because he's the forward, he can react a little bit quicker to the flight of the ball, finds front position. And as Lee said, that's the typical standard Wayne Carey mark, finding front spot, leaning back against his opponent, taking an easy mark.
14 shots to 6. North Melbourne by 13 points. McKernan almost threw it out of the middle. Picked up by James. A hurried kick down towards half forward. The Crows desperately want to steady it, but it's Pickett who pumps it high. Back towards the half forward line. Carey underneath, Caven over the top. Smart tries to sock off the ground once. He'll go again. Nigel Smart gives the hand pass away to Hart. He looks up towards centre wing. Watch out for Pickett here. He's at the back, so too is King. And it's David King, who's had an excellent first quarter. Kicks in towards half forward, and Archer takes the mark.
It's interesting, Mick, certainly Malcolm Blight hasn't reacted to that situation we've spoken of just Archer and Carey deep. He's just going with his two defenders, Smart and Caven, to judge it best they can. I guess he maybe is thinking to himself, is there another structure or another matchup? But really, the midfield is where they're getting caned at the moment, the Crows. But if North go forward, they will kick goals.
The 96 Norm Smith medalist kicking from 51 metres as it's shepherded through for a goal. Carey again does the bullocking work.
On that occasion too, you've just got to know that your opponent's kicking distances.
Why would Pittman be back in the goal square? He's kicking from almost the 50-metre mark. Exactly. You know, certainly to make the distance. And look at this. Would have dropped on the goal line. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that's very poor defence, communication, whatever you like to call it out there. In situations like that, you've just got to be aware of the opponent's strengths and what they are capable of producing.
26 plays 45. This has been a staggering turnaround. Adelaide first to settle, and now North comes storming back. McKernan again out of the centre. It's high, it's towards Carey. He gets rid of Caven, but does so illegally. It'll be a free kick going the way of the Crows.
Other side of the coin is, Sandy, you can't be dependent on free kicks happening for the Adelaide team to sort of curb that particular space for North Melbourne.
Goodwin gives it away to James. Let's see what they can set up here. They need one close to siren time with just over a minute remaining in the quarter. Pickett tries to spoil from behind. Costa gives the hand pass away. The kick is high in towards the pocket. Pickett goes over the top once again, close to the boundary line. Kept in for a moment by David King. Cook is there for the Crows, the little terrier, right on the boundary line. Brings it back, a century kick. Ormond Allen was the flyer. He couldn't take the mark. Mickey Martin's in there as well. James has buffered it out. McCarthy there also. But North defence, strong as a rock. Out they come through Simpson back towards centre wing. Another opportunity for Rashudo. Pittman picks it up and he gives it away. Goodwin has a look down towards the forward line and finds Robran.
I was just thinking, Lee, whether Robran could be the bloke to push back in that second quarter, sort of nullify that space for Carey and Archer, knowing McCartney's his direct opponent.
He can kick a ball, this boy. But he's away to the left, one behind.
There's no trouble from the distance from outside 50. Yeah, what's interesting is, I think really where they've got to lift it at the moment is in the midfield. Just North are getting the ball and they're running harder. King around the midfield has been just really penetrating. He had 6 kicks, but he just seems to run his 10 or 15 metres with the ball and drive the thing 50 or 60. So I think it's around the midfield, the Crows somehow or other have to get a little bit more of the ball.
David King has a few seconds left. Comes back towards centre wing. At the back is Hart. 10 seconds for the Crows to peg one back. Modra was the flyer. Bell goes off the ground. A little bit of safety first. Right on siren time, and Malcolm Blight down on the ground already. To wait any longer because it's quarter time here at Football Park. And North Melbourne by 17 points. In he goes towards Abraham again. Couldn't take it. Roberts, it's beautifully smothered. Goodwin does well. He's picking up a ton of kicks. That was number 9. Jarman has been quiet. Cook is ridden into the ground. And the umpire will come in and take charge. Curls.
Got that injury report for you. It's a nasty one. The nose is split open. I'd say it's broken. He's down the rooms now. They're trying to do, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to do something with it, I guess.
Well, I thought the only one with a swollen nose was the president.
Bleeding, I would have thought.
Yeah, let's hope it's going to be okay. Harvey ran into a brick wall, and the advantage is going to be paid to Robert Scott. Smart spoils, but danger here because Archer picks it up. Well done by Smart to go for the second attempt and spoil. But it's a dangerous time because Carey's got it. Around he swings. It's high and it's close for the King. Goal number 3 to Wayne Carey, and it's taken a long time, the first goal of this second quarter.
Yes, it's been a bit of an arm wrestle, isn't it, early in the second quarter, but he just allowed for the breeze beautifully, really. He just dropped off the back a bit caven when he did the U-turn, Carey, and just put the ball out and let the breeze bring it back. So certainly the first goal in what has been a very even struggle of his second term.
Three goals to Wayne Carey.
And now it's interesting to see, just before this centre bounce, Sandy, it's Andrew McLeod who's actually pushed back, paying behind Carey, being the loose man in defence.
Harvey working hard in the middle. It finishes with Robert Scott. North go charging forward again, but only temporarily because Nigel Smart has halted proceeding. Robert is coming off the ground as I speak, and Tyson is going back on. Pittman has it on the outer side. He gives it off to Connell. The Crows certainly need the next one now as Pittman takes the mark. Covering plenty of ground. He kicks down towards the right half forward. Here's the Roo. Round the body. In towards full forward. McCartney with strength. And has been effective in recent weeks.
Yeah, he's been solid back there. Ian Fairley played centre-half back in their premiership year in '96, and Jason McCartney is filling just that tall defence-stopping type role.
Ormond Allen throws it out to Connell. Matty Connell's kick is high in towards half forward. McCartney was there once again. Scott comes over the top of Tyson. It's socket out of the immediate danger zone back towards Connell at centre wing. He does well, but he needs help. He's looking round and can't find anyone. Shannon Grant holds it up with Glenn Freeborn, and there'll be a bounce. 29 plays 52 with under 12 minutes remaining in this first half.
Now we've got a situation. Mick Anthony Stevens has gone forward towards McLeod, so he'll just try and draw McLeod out from that slot around Carey and Caven.
Mark Stevens couldn't take it. Here's Roberts' kick down towards Carey. Look at McLeod. The dashing Andrew McLeod says, "You want to see me go?" Well, Carey watches him and he hangs on and he persists, and he's got Stevens and Winston to help. Round the body, great kick, and the diving mark is taken by Shannon Grant.
Terrific pressure there also.
Well, made a certainty of a two with that handball.
Yep, another one on the board to North, this time by Harvey.
Yeah, terrific pressure there by Wayne Carey. He just didn't know finesse in the tackle.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He knew that he had McLeod coming back towards Golden, so all he did was just make sure he couldn't get back.
Yeah, no, terrific play there by the North Melbourne captain. Also a terrifically weighted kick. As we see the pressure, just felt the passive pressure, did Andrew McLeod. He didn't really try to pick the ball up, knowing that he was going to be tested. Great weighted kick there by Winston Abraham to Grant, who in turn handballed to Harvey, who kicked an easy goal. The target on the lead.
Fascinating arm wrestle at the moment, Curls, isn't it?
Yes, even though the Crows are threatening, North are holding. And of course they've got the ability to go forward and find this chappie and score the quick goal.
Well, here's a chance now. Pike can take the hand pass, and he does. Martin Pike is 50 out. Pokes it in towards full forward. Going back with the flight of the ball was Grant. He couldn't take it. He recovers to Shannon Grant. This is grand play by the young man. And well done, Shannon Grant.
Yeah, that is a good finish, isn't it? As Curls just said then, even though the Crows are threatening, they really can't get the scoreboard ticking. Last thing they needed was exactly what we saw. North have gone forward. Again, running back with the flight of the ball, but it's about the third or fourth effort, isn't it, Shannon Grant? And a half chance that North have certainly made work.
And that scoreboard efficiency, isn't it? They've gone through probably 4 times in their forward 50 with 1 goal.
Yeah. Here we go, the final quarter. Saturday Night Football on 7. Round 21 continues. North by a slender margin. 1 kick. Grant in the middle, ripped to the ground. Gang tackle. Pittman a good one.
And the tallest player on the Crows forward line is Modra, probably at full forward, with Shudo and Jarman. Certainly the medium-sized marking players, but they've gone away from their conventional key position types.
Tony Modra, 2 goals tonight. Here's David King chopping his way clear. Down towards half forward. Carey tries to get loose from Caven, who's worn him like a glove. Abraham has felt the heat in the kitchen here tonight. It's out half forward with Goodwin defending. Gets the hand pass away, and that is good too. They'll come out of trouble through Connell up towards centre wing, and Tyson takes the mark.
Important ball being won by the Crows in defence.
Kicks up towards half forward. King's sat on his rump. Pittman. Costa the 50. His hand pass. McLeod somehow gets boot to ball. Straight up and down. Pittman slams it towards the scoring zone. Pike has been quiet. McLeod tries to keep it in play. And eventually it's Pickett. Takes it over for 1 behind.
Yes, we've mentioned a couple of times just how good the Crows' defence has been statistically all year, and North certainly cracked them in the first quarter, but thereafter, this Crows' defence has really shut North Melbourne down, and that ball that was won at half-back was indicative of the way they've played down there.
Mickey Martin taken out of the contest and will be free kick.
Just the height factor on that occasion. Martin certainly had the inches on Kim Costa. Costa tried to make a contest of it, but certainly interfered with Martin.
From half-back, Nick kicks it towards centre wing. Carey is at the back, can't get a run, and has given away the free kick. He can't believe it, but Caven has it.
One thing about this Pagan's panic, you can certainly change direction. You just got to have the overlapping players to run to the space on the outer wing.
McKernan, the spoiler. Grant gets a bad bounce, so too does Connell. Freeborn does well as he gives it to Scott, who pumps it from a standing start down towards half-forward. Carey and Caven again. There's been a whistle. Another free kick has gone the way of the Adelaide Crows. This time it'll be taken by Tyson Edwards.
And once again, it wasn't the umpire in charge of the area. It was the midfield zone umpire.
Edwards kicks down towards that region now. Pittman, McKernan and co. Tyson in trouble. Blakey gets a hurried kick. Most kicks here tonight are hurried because the pressure has been so intense. Jarman has got Carey. Caven has got the football. Spears it in towards the forward line, towards Modra and Martin. Now in towards the pocket. Pickett does well. Off to Simpson. Somehow gets boot to ball and round the body he goes to the defensive 50. They're not out of trouble yet. Costa couldn't take it. Peter Bell picks it up, pumps it back towards the centre. Abraham, clever tap on out the back door. It's almost down to their 50. Archer and Hart, two fine players. Hart pushes towards the line on the outer side. There'll be a throw-in.
Fine defence again, wasn't it? Usually that match-up now with Hart on Archer. Certainly Hart's probably got the speed advantage, but in the body strength, I wonder whether Hart would be as strong as Smart if it comes down to that against Archer.
Hart's kick is smothered initially. The smothering in this game by both sides tonight has been fantastic. Robran and Archer are underneath Shannon Grant. Crowd of over 42,000. No one has moved. 5 points the margin.
Bloodwell looks like Robin, is it?
Yep.
And Jason McCartney is coming a long way with him. He's not going to follow him right to the boundary line, although I think he'd want to be thinking about doing that because depending upon, well, Sean Wren's coming on, so I guess the match-up of having a McCartney for Wren, interesting given that Robin came out, but Malcolm Blythe decided to put height on rather than another smaller player.
You think Lee Wren would actually go forward to bring McCartney with him. Hopefully this height might be an advantage. Pittman, who's actually back there across centre forward with McKernan, I think that set-up would probably suit him better.
Early in the final term, over 16 minutes remaining. Abraham's hand pass is okay to Rock. He goes down towards Carey. Sensational control.
He's played about as well as you can expect someone to play on Caven, on Carey Caven, but just a few of those. And this is the captain's goal, should we use that term? And Carey's kicked many goals from out around the 50-metre mark, and he won't have too many that are going to have too much more result on the game than this one.
3 in the first half, 2 of those in the first quarter. He's kicking from 52 metres. It's a high drop punt. It's going to be very close. I think he's kicked it. Great goal.
Yeah, he just certainly has that impact on a game, doesn't he? Knowing that they've struggled to score actually since half-time. That's only their second goal.
It's only their fourth goal since quarter time, actually.
Yeah, they've done terrifically defensively, have the Adelaide Crows, but there's a body strength of Carey. Just the ability to keep his balance in the contest, the body contest, just goes back, knows the situation, more importantly, the importance of it. He just kicks goals so regularly from that part of the ground.
4 goals to Wayne Carey, following up his bag of 8 last week. And again, the visitors have just a touch of breathing space.
It's interesting where Andrew McLeod started free on the back of the centre square, and as soon as a North Melbourne player saw him lining up there, one of the players that lined up in the wing would just hightail it from wing to forward pocket just to try and get a cheap goal if the ball happened to go there and McLeod didn't pick him up. So players have to be so aware of each other's positioning, don't they? And North reacted well.
It was Pickett who slapped that down to the half-forward line. North Melbourne go forward again. Penetrating kick by Freeborn. Carey off the ground. One behind.
Again, he did a good job, didn't he, really, Caven? He was caught cold. He was in a difficult situation. I guess he just didn't quite take the fingertip mark, but certainly the desperation to get there to Drew to behind.
Actually went over the mark, I think. The reason why the ball has been brought back.
Well, a dangerous time now for the Crows. The margin out to 12 points.
Interesting, McKernan's not going forward. I would reckon is this a situation, yeah, and Carey is actually waving him forward, I reckon, because this is a situation where you want your main ruckman competing at the end of your forward goal square.
It's just going to be conceded by Peter Caven. .13-point margin. Jarman bringing it back in. He's had a quiet night, just 4 kicks. Wren is off the ground, by the way, and Robin has come back on. And this could be dangerous because McCartney has taken that mark just outside 50.
Yeah, that was terrific play there by McCartney, because Stevens actually ran from the centre corridor extremely hard to make a target for James to kick to. As we see him coming from the left of screen, McCartney just got in between him and the line of the ball.
Not going for goal, trying a centering kick towards Carey, who was in that pack. Bell is at the front of it, and he is rammed into the ground. The little man will pick himself up. He's been pretty busy tonight.
The crowd's starting to get involved. They know this minute or two, another goal to North would make it real tough.
Roberts, Hart, Archer, line ball, and umpire Gavin Dorr comes in to take charge as Wren continues to warm the bench again. Roberts again. Carey applies the tackle, holds it up.
It's an interesting call, isn't it, by Malcolm Blight to actually, for most of the game, stick with Pittman instead of Wren. Pittman's only had 3 possessions, so he's certainly not actually getting the ball. It's a big call, I reckon, to Wren, who's acknowledged as one of the best ruckmen in the game, to spend more of the time on the bench.
Look at this. Carey to McKernan, and it's a goal. Sensational.
I think everyone's looking around. What happened there? No one was quite sure, but just an incredible knock over the back from Carey. Let's have a look at this. Don't know whether he knew McKernan was there or it was just a hit to the danger spot in front of goal, but it certainly worked well.
I think that's good forward sort of setup, even though it mightn't have been preempted and actually letting McKernan receive the ball. But to get the ball in the front of the goal square, that's when the defenders panic.
65 plays 84. North again. Stretch. The Adelaide Crows, and just maybe the first 3 quarters are starting to take their toll, but maybe not as Smart sends them forward down towards the half-forward line. They need one smartly. Tyson takes it from Vardy. Tyson into the open goal. It's still here. Tyson gets his second.
Yeah, that's the ideal reply if they're going to stay involved in this contest. Obviously, it just goes to show the importance of the centre breaks. It was the Adelaide Crows on that occasion that got the ball forward. Just the way the numbers there. Smart just got the ball forward. Good contest here by Tyson. Good percentage spot there by Vardy to get front and square to the contest. Release the ball into the path of Tyson, who ran into an easy goal. Good handball, good finish. The Crows are still in it.
13 points, 13 minutes. McKernan on the ball again. Out of the middle, important, Shannon Grant. Down towards Freeborn. It needs a kind bounce. Ormond Allen sockles off the ground. Well, probably wasn't the angle he wanted. But we've got to throw in on North Melbourne's left half-forward flank.
Just didn't realise that Freeborn had gone to ground, really, and he probably could have had the time to pick it up. But this pressure we've spoken about all day, players aren't expecting to have too much time to do anything, and they're really just playing very much the defensive percentages. Roberts
around the body. Here comes Carey once again. Here he is, a snap. It wobbles across the face this time, just spinning the wrong way. But even the odd behind in a tight contest like this can be very handy. 14 points. Curls.
Yeah, well, North just keep coming at you. They just don't give in. And of course, you've got that big winner at centre half forward. You can just go there, and you know damn well he's going to get 50% of them.
Hart again goes to the outer side. Big mark required. Pittman gets a hand pass away to James. He's got Rashudo running. Maybe this time they can set something up. Larue goes through centre wing. A worm burner into half forward. Difficult one for Vardy to control, and they've claimed him. The hand pass is shot out. Stevens is a long way from home. He wobbles it in towards goal. He's taken it against his own side.
Yeah, it's always difficult to assess when it's the right time for the player carrying the ball to use it. I think Rashudo just assessed his options ideally on that occasion. As you look here, he probably could have run another 15 to 20 metres forward. We've seen Vardy on the burst. He found a fine spot. The execution just wasn't there, but the weight of numbers was underneath the flight of the footy, was favouring the Adelaide Crows on that occasion. Flurry of handballs got it free to Stevens, who pushed forward. Good finish.
The Crows will not be denied. The blood rule has come into effect with Glenn Archer.
And in fact, Mark Stevens is now picking up Carey. I think he just actually came off Carey then from centre half back, took the punt to come forward with the flow of the ball and got rewarded as the goal kicker.
And that means Caven's also gone to Roberts, just on the outer back flank there for the Adelaide Crows team.
Suddenly we're back to an 8-point ball game. Archer, treatment to his jaw, and we go back to the action in the middle. McKernan beaten. This one out of the middle important. James straight up in the air and down again. Pickett tries to belt it back. So too does Goodwin to accommodate Connell. Manny Connell, former club champion, is claimed. Robren in for the assist off to Costa. Kim Costa into the pocket.
Fair to say also, Lee, I think the Adelaide team have got the greater ability to just generate some sort of run into their play. They seem to find space far better than the North Melbourne team at this stage.
Edwards plays on. And goals!
A terrific awareness there by Edwards, knowing that no one actually stood the mark. Also by Modra, who's seen Edwards just floating with his hole. Terrific lead. He got off mark, probably won it for the second occasion for the night. First one, of course, being in the first quarter. We've seen Edwards just floating into this hole here, unmarked. Terrific play, good awareness here. Went back, didn't turn his back on the contest, ran into an easy open goal. Good awareness, good finish, good play.
Tyson Edwards gets his first. 3 goals to 2 in this final term to Adelaide's advantage. What a finish. James tries to get the hand pass going in the middle. Costa can't get clear. There'll be another bounce.
And just maybe this call as Pittman is a better body player. His ruck technique in the centre square is actually to really jump into McKernan's body. Maybe this is why it's felt to be more effective than their main #1 ruckman, Sean Wren.
Archer is back on the ground. North need the next goal. Hart is loose for the Crows. He's on half-back. No one comes at him, so he can go long. Down towards half-forward. Towards Robren. Couldn't take the mark. Rashudo is crashed to the ground. Pike tries to lock it up. Costa can't get out the back door. Robren goes again. A short little kick. Goodwin on all fours. Tries to pick himself up. Back to Costa. The Crows are relentless. He goes in towards full forward. And steadying it down is Corey McKernan. 2 points the margin. North Melbourne leads. A thriller here at Football Park. Pickett. Well done by Pickett. Off to Grant. He in turn finds Stevens. Anthony Stevens goes down to half forward. There's holding on galore. Terry was looking around for the umpire. Couldn't find him anywhere. Stevens picks it up. Pumps it high and long towards half back. And there'll be a throw-in.
Looked a bit fresher in the run of the ball there, Stevens, than Carey, I thought.
He certainly covered the ground fairly quickly. Got the ball out of the danger zone.
10.5 minutes remaining. Time not a factor at the moment. Bell pressured by Robren and Archer. The patched up Glenn Archer sees it over the line.
Well, as soon as Archer came back on the ground, he went to the defensive post. The area of the ground he's so familiar with to pick up Robin. Craig Scholl's gone forward, picked up by Ben Hart.
On the outer wing here at Footy Park, Costa's hand pass is smothered. David King, he loves doing this, just tucking it under the arm and running. And away he goes. If it sits for Carey, he can soccer off the ground. Slaps it forward and eventually taken over by Hart for one behind.
Yes, I think Dennis Mick decided that in that midfield running role, Archer probably better suited than McCartney. That's the instant decision that you're going to make from the coach's box, and I think he's made it.
Tyson Edwards.
He can carry the footy a long way too.
He can, although Scholl is giving chase now. Kicks towards centre wing towards Nigel Smart. Right there with him is David King.
Martin Pike has actually been put on to Goodwin as well. He's been the main possession getter for the Crows. Goodwin had 22. Martin Pike being given the defensive role in there.
Pittman's hand pass goes straight to King, who slaps it back towards the middle. Pickett was there, so too Harvey had a fresh air shot.
It was interesting at that passage of play then that it's always indecisive from the player's point of view. Do you allow the bloke running away from the goal to pick up the ground level ball, or on that occasion should you elect Costa to pick up the ball and wait for the overlap from on the way through? You could just see the indecision from the Adelaide players to which one was going to pick up the ball.
43,296 here tonight. And I've only seen 3 elderly ladies leave. Freeborn down towards Carey.
Yeah, just turned him inside out.
He did, yes. We've talked about it all the time. When defenders have to come back, they're used to actually running with the lead, and providing you can actually keep with the leading player, you know, it's not that hard to spoil. But when you're coming back with the flight of the ball, particularly on a guy with Carey's judgment and body strength, very tough.
This for number 5 for Carey. Goes close to the man on the mark, but he puts it straight through the middle.
Well, you can talk about game plans and tactics, but it's great to have a key forward of this quality to go to for North. 5 goals.
The question has to be asked, Lee, was it a free kick to Pittman?
Yeah.
Pittman looked around there totally surprised at the umpire's decision. Looked like McKernan actually grabbed him to allow Freeborn to run through and have that easy shot to give Carey a marking chance, which he did. More importantly, kick the goal.
13 goals in 2 weeks for Wayne Carey. 8 last week, 5 so far tonight. Again, a little bit of breathing space for North, but it's certainly not over yet. 9 points is the margin as Caven picks it up and kicks to half forward. The Crows have had the ability to offer the quick reply. There could have been some holding on there, but it's gone unnoticed by the man in white. And there'll be a bounce 30 metres out from Adelaide's scoring zone. What a fantastic build-up we're having as we head towards the 98 finals campaign. Modra and Martin and Scott. Here's a chance, a snap, it's high, and not so. Nigel has done it.
Yeah, terrific work there by Modra. Actually, he just kept the body free from making the actual contact to Martin, so he could have an access with his hands to keep the ball alive. As we see here, he just kept his backside into Martin, just so he could allow his hands to be free to get the tunnel ball out to Nigel Smart, who was obviously in his vision demanding the footy. That's a quality finish there from Smart, who's been pushed up the ground while he's playing as a winger on David King. Found the ideal time to push forward. The result was he put it through. The Crows are certainly still alive.
From the middle, it's Pittman. Kindo gives it away to Peter Bell. Wobbles one up towards half forward. Blakey was able to push it down to Harvey. Scholl now. And it's Scholl, centering kick in towards Carey. Couldn't take it. McKernan at the back will go. He just cruises in and he slams it through.
Isn't that a familiar Corey McKernan goal? Pushing forward, Lee.
Yeah, well, he was just coming. He's a bit lucky, I guess, because the ball just sort of fell forward. He actually ran forward quickly. We could see him just cruising down the middle there, but got the extra number in. Abraham just about marked it, so did Carey. They almost spoiled each other, but the North goal, they certainly keep coming, and they've just started to score a little bit themselves. 4 goals so far in this final term.
Well, the Crows have had the ability to make up 1, but they've got to make up 2, and time is starting to become a factor. Just over 7 minutes remaining. Robron, hand pass is okay to Smart, but he almost kicked into his teammate's bottom. King, ridden into the ground by Smart, and there'll be a match.
Got a feeling the umpire crossed his mind, was that a holding the ball? But he almost put the whistle to his mouth, but I think he decided in the end, no, hadn't had enough time.
Pittman off, Wren on, by the way, and
Well, he's got to be fresh.
Gone straight into the thick of things, and he's picked up a free kick. He wants the advantage. He's going to come back.
Now, why isn't that advantage?
I think the umpire must not have thought it was, I guess, Mick, was it?
Well, it ran into the path of
Yeah,
James, and he picked up the loose ball while it's still in motion.
This time he goes. Oh, that's a good kick.
Probably a better result anyway.
Yeah.
Peter Vardy. 45-degree angle, 45 metres out.
They just keep coming, Adelaide. They just can't get over the line in front of North Melbourne, but North are just so resilient in their approach.
They've got you on your edge of your seat, Mick.
Oh, have they? What? It's been a terrific contest.
48 metres, actually. It's not coming back enough. 1 behind. Curls.
Yeah, as I said before, the big difference between the two sides is Carey. They've got a man they know they can go to, whereas the Crows have got to try and work the other avenues.
Back into play. Scholl couldn't take on the half volley. Martin now has got to tidy up. Modra, he was right into his back and has got to get a free kick.
Was out of bounds on the full anyway from North's point of view, but yeah, free kick paid to Modra.
Long way from home.
Wren could be used in midfield just to change direction a bit.
He's got Nigel Smart and Robron. Bounce is not a good one. It's okay for Smart, but then he runs into a brick wall, patterns it out to McLeod, enjoys this sort of situation. Smart under pressure, gives it away to Jarman. He's been desperately quiet, taken high. Well, it's amazing, isn't it? This could come back to Jarman.
It's going to be a long kick.
5 kicks.
Remember when they were slaying St Kilda a month ago? He kicked 2 goals from here down the opposite end. He'll run out to his right and hook the ball back. No, yeah, that's what he'll do.
Ball, no.
Yep. It's a fair kick.
Didn't quite make it.
He sort of didn't hit it right, did he?
No, he didn't quite.
Yeah.
But his favourite kicking motion when he tries to kick the ball long distances to go out to his right, and it just seemed to get more power when you hook the ball marginally, and certainly Jarman does.
There are 2 players that probably stand out in that particular regard as Jarman, also Nathan Buckley.
Yeah.
7-point ball game. David King. Look out, Sean Wren's there. He couldn't take the mark. Costa takes them on. Now Roberts. Pike has been pretty quiet. He's claimed. A cry of ball, but no. Back to Jarman again. Hurried left foot kick is high. All Crows. Was touched. So play on. James does. Bends it back. And it's there.
Hit the post.
Ooh.
They were doing the high fives back to the centre of the ground, but Brett James couldn't believe it, but the goal umpires adjudicated that it grazed the post. Interesting, when playing man-to-man in this kick-in defence, as the Crows are, North aren't drilled to really bunch and run the space.
Nigel Smart in the background here is probably free. Oh.
Straight towards Wren again with a mighty punch. He belts it down. Archer almost threw it out. Leads towards the line and taken over.
Oh!
There's a big call.
It is a big call. And someone's free forward too.
And plays on into the pocket. Vardy's there. Pickett is there. The boundary line's close. Pickett wobbles it backwards. It's going to be okay as it's picked up by Shannon Grant. Connell's in front. And he got one. He was pushed. He'll take a free kick. But he's 65 metres out. There's one straight kick the difference. Matty Connell plays on. Into full forward. They need a mark.
Against Jarman. In the back of Blakey.
Blakey will steady it down.
There's no running players for North really flaring to try and change direction out of defence at the moment. They're just...
Oh, it's 50 though.
50-metre penalty against Jarman.
One thing you don't need at this stage of the game.
Well, all of a sudden, a lot of the players now are going to very quickly get caught behind the ball if Blakey runs and kicks it quickly.
Here is Blakey going over the centre. Penetrating kick. One-out duel. Stevens and Carey. Ricochets back towards the centre. Oh, Caven's hand pass. Almost caught them asleep. Pike tries to wobble it forward to accommodate McKernan. Stevens is there working hard for the Crows. Gets a hurried kick to the line.
There's that backwards handball again. Once it doesn't find the target, you know the opposition are charging forward. It's just the way the game's played. So imperative you find a target because it puts the rest of the players who are about to confront the ball under extreme pressure.
What odds are draw, Mick? They'd be shortening all the time. 6 points the margin. Archer has it held.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in it. There's 3.5 minutes remaining in this game. But what a contest we've seen tonight between two quality sides who've just been relentless in every facet of the game. It's been great viewing.
On centre wing at the moment. This is Harvey. Clever kick. Well, it was billed as the game of the year here in Adelaide. Some have billed it as maybe a grand final for you.
Certainly the two form sides of the last 3 weeks. Adelaide have won their three by a total margin of 218 points. North by a total margin of 186. So they've been dominant form the last 3 weeks, these teams.
Pike slaps it towards the 50. Caven's in trouble. He gets caught. Clever little tap on is okay for Harvey. He also got the hand pass out the back door, and it wasn't good. It's taken over the line.
To add further merit to that too, Lee, since the halfway mark of the season, both sides have won their 7 games out of 9, losing only 2. Just goes to show how evenly matched these two teams are.
Throw in on centre wing. Roberts tries to slap it out the back. It's all Crows. Costa gives it off to Rashudo. Could this be the challenge? Tyson Edwards running at it, but Archer's running at him, and he does well. Costa again will go for it. Bell's got him. Bell goes to ground. Still going, however, is Edwards. Off to Robran. The crowd erupts. Robran sets sail for home. It's long. It's low. It's to Munda. This to tie the scores up.
Not many more important kicks than this, Andy. You call it, son.
Going to run straight at it, or is he going to try the check side? Looks like he's just going to try and run straight at the goals. Kick the straight drop punt.
You're going to go on the left side, wouldn't you, Lee?
2.5 minutes. Modra for goal.
Kick it out of bounds.
He misses.
A terrific kick, I think, from that part of the pocket. Just the right side.
He looked like he actually tried to run out slightly to his left and just kind of the offside kick off the outside of the right foot, but didn't quite make the contact and went pretty much straight.
Pickett from the back pocket. Ooh. Not a pretty kick. Might be okay. As North Melbourne, through Bell, surge it down towards centre wing, towards Carey.
No one forward of them.
Stevens there with him, and Carey sees it over the line. But importantly, he's made probably 40 metres.
Yeah, this time of the game, with only a couple of minutes remaining, Sandy, you hit the call, nail right on the head. It is a game of yardage, meterage, inches, call it what you like. It's so important to get the ball forward your way.
Just in North's attacking zone. Ran Simpson, a hurried kick down towards Carey again. He's in front of Stevens. Needs someone going past. First one way, then the other. The hand pass out in front of Shannon Grant. He's a left footer. He'll swing it in towards Freeborn. Over the top. At the back is Harvey. He's got to try and bend it back. And he puts through a behind.
Valuable behind, one would think.
My word it is. Because that's 7 points now, the margin, with 1 3/4 minutes remaining. But what a contest we've seen here tonight. What a game. Hart will bring it back in. Kicks it straight down the middle. Up go the big men. It's Rashudo, tries to get it out towards James. They are tired. They are very, very tired, but they're still going. Connell wobbles it up towards centre wing. North have the numbers out the back. This is Robert Scott. Tried to find the boundary line, but instead it's the Crows once again. Vardy and Pickett. Pickett flies from behind, pushes towards the line. It's taken over. Was that on the full nose? Was the boundary umpire? will throw it in with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
Got a terrific leap to spoil, hasn't he, Byron Pickett? Even though he concedes the front position, he just seems to be able to jump up to affect that spoil.
Smart, realising the urgency of the situation now, tries to bullock his way through. He's not successful.
The North Melbourne runner out calling all the players forward. There's no North Melbourne player now forward of centre. Only one actually, in fact, forward of the back of the centre square. Yeah. So they're all back in the Crows' third of the field.
And that was Carey. Blakey tries to get a short little kick.
Out of bounds.
Down towards Carey. That's going to be very helpful for North Melbourne. Carey will just push it forward. Tried to sock it, but missed it. Stevens will be first back on it. Could this be the last roll of the dice for the Crows? Wren sweeping hand passes wide. Comes back again, but it's elusive.
It's tied, Carey.
Tried to tap it on. He is exhausted, but he's not on his own there. Costa's hand pass goes astray. Connell sockers off the ground. North maintain possession. It's unbelievable. Bell's at the back. He can tidy up for North Melbourne. Peter Bell has done it.
Well, Sandy, there was tired and there was exhausted and there was fatigue, and Wayne Carey then, I reckon he is the result of the game. Have a look at this. The ball comes to him. I just want to know I'm going to get it forward, and Bell's kicked the goal, which is probably going to decide the game, but I've never seen Wayne Carey just on a play, and many players just look so fatigued that they just didn't want the ball. Just get it forward.
Oh, golly, what a finish. 25 seconds remaining. Peter Bell has kicked his first, and North Melbourne will win this game, but not after an enormous struggle. Slapped out by McKernan, taken away by Tyson Edwards. A high kick in towards half forward. Archer is there, and he takes a strong mark. Caught one round the chin early on in this match, and they strapped him up. And he'll take plenty of time. We'll have the last kick in the game. North Melbourne at home in an absolute thriller. Fantastic performance